Tales of the 6th Century by Lea Moran. A Fish Tale. Maddock has a boy by the scruff of his tunic, pushing him up against the wall. We're up a side street from the market, and I'm supposed to be on lookout, but my eyes are drawn to the boys. I've seen that look many times, the urgent weighing up of options. Which will be worse, the familiar beating he will get from his father when he returns home without his bartered fish, or the unknown damage of a resentful soul like Maddock? I feel differently about this extraction of food today, though the pains in my belly are longing for that fly-infested fish within reach. You see, a few days ago, we were stealing plums from an orchard on the outskirts of town. Hungry mouths full and sticky juice running down our chins, a woman appeared. "You lads look like you've not eaten in days," she said, amused. More used to shouts of abuse and threats of violence, Maddock and I stood frozen. "Come with me," she said, turning away. We followed like naughty children. She led us inside her warm hut, filled with the waft of cooked meat and sage. We sat, as instructed. Taking a wooden bowl, she ladled steaming broth from a cauldron hanging over a small fire. "Roots and pork stock," she said, handing it to me. Taking a second bowl, she scraped out the last of the broth, just enough for Maddock, but no more. "Is this the last of your meal?" I asked. "No matter," she shrugged. "There's a little bread and cheese I'll share with my husband. Tomorrow I'll cook again." I nodded my thanks and spooned in the broth without looking up until it was gone. Maddock got up. "We'll be on our way now, lady," he said, licking a dribble of pork grease from the edge of his bowl and handing it to her. A sneer of a smile twisted from his lips, but no word of thanks. "Much appreciated. My cousin and I are grateful." I hoped to cover his rudeness as Maddock skulked to the door. She reached out a hand to my shoulder. "You've a sturdy frame. Regular work and food would make you strong and useful." Was it an invitation to stay, to work? I looked at Maddock, his usual bitterness on full display. "We've our own way of getting by, lady," he said, and was out of the door as soon as the words were out of his mouth. She shook her head, smiling. "That one would steal the nose off your face if it were not fixed on." I pictured a nose that was not fixed on, and laughed. The tickling of humour and the kindness of the woman were rare gems to us. She did not see us as nothing, but as people worth helping. "Here, take this." She gave me a small cloth bundle. "Bread and cheese," she said. "You might be glad of it tomorrow if there's nothing to steal." She winked at Maddock. That was her supper, I thought, walking away. I smiled to myself at the idea of the nose. If a nose was not fixed on, would it still be a nose? And would you care if it was stolen or not? Who would steal it anyway? It amuses me still. Maddock was not amused. In fact, he was sour as a damson. "Stupid woman. She took the bait and we hooked her in." He slapped me on the back, smirking away his unease. "One look at those big eyes of yours and she was meek as a lamb. She took us for a pair of beggars and handed over her own dinner." "Maddock, we are beggars." She was kind. Foolish, more like. We should have pushed her for more. She might have given us coin if we'd asked. Since our family was murdered by Saxons and we've been alone, it's Maddock's hardness that's kept us alive. "No one gives two nuts for our plight," he always says. "Take what we can, it's the only way to survive." And that's what we do, take. But it's not true that no one cares. It's a bitter delusion that we have no choice. Violence has wiped all the kindness from Maddock's heart. He no longer even recognises it, seeing only weakness to be scorned. He still has the boy by the throat, and I have the fish in my hand. "I hope you get your backside thrashed red for being such a pathetic cur," Maddock spits at the boy as he releases his grip. "Now, run away!" He pushes the boy, who collides with me. For a moment, time is paused as I catch the boy's eye. "Run," I say. "Fast," I add. "Where's the fish?" Maddock asks, looking around. "What fish?" He will be angry with me, but for now I am smiling.